The Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) has relocated its 2025 annual general conference from Port Harcourt to Enugu following President Bola Tinubu's recent declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State. The association stated that although the initial announcement of Port Harcourt as a host city for this year's conference was met with enthusiasm, the appointment of a sole administrator, a retired military officer reportedly employing a command-style approach, means the city can no longer be considered a viable host. It was disclosed in a statement late Thursday night by NBA President Afam Osigwe SAN, General Secretary Mobolaji Ojibara, and AGCPC Chairman Emeka Obebolu SAN. The NBSF, its National Executive Council, reaffirmed that the state of emergency declared in Rivers State violates Sections 305 of the 1999 Constitution. It noted that although the sole administrator appears in civilian attire, his governance style is military in nature and undermines democratic principles. The announcements are that Port Harcourt, the garden city, would host the 2025 Annual General Conference (AGC) of the association was met with widespread enthusiasm indeed prior to the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State on March 18, 2025. Registration figures had soared, reflecting the excitement and eagerness of members to attend. However, unfortunate turn of events in Rivers State has understandably stalled the momentum and affected advanced preparations for the conference. Currently, Rivers State is being governed by a retired military officer appointed as a sole administrator who operates with a style commands approach that disregards the constitutional provisions. His actions have undermined democratic institutions and processes, flouting the rule of law with impunity. Though clad in civilian attire, he governs as though the state is under military rule. NEC reaffirmed that the state of emergency declared in Rivers State violates Sections 305 of the 1999 Constitution. It further noted that the suspension of the elected officials and democratic institutions contravenes Sections 11, 188 of the Constitution. The purported ratification by the National Assembly executed via voice vote rather than the constitutionally required two-thirds majority amounts to a grave constitutional subversion. Even if the proper procedure had been followed, it would not legitimize an unconstitutional proclamation, the NBA said. We are pleased to announce that the 2025 Annual General Conference will now be held in the historic coal city of Enugu. The city possesses the infrastructure and capacity to host the conference. Of our scale and significance, we are confident that with concerted efforts, this change of venue will not compromise our commitments to delivering a successful and impactful conference. We call on all members and stakeholders to lend their full support as we embark on this new path with unity, diligence, and a shared commitment to our values.
So it's really sad that the Nigerian Bar Association is shifting their annual general conference to Enugu from Port Harcourt. Even though I live in Enugu and I'd love to see that kind of conference come into Enugu, the reason why they're pushing that to Enugu is largely because of the emergency rule. That if they go ahead to conduct that particular meeting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, it will mean they are endorsing the emergency rule that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu pronounced on Rivers State. So the only way out is to shift it to another state, and it happens to be Enugu State. I mean, I'm a little bit mixed about that. One, I'm angry that they had to move their meeting from Port Harcourt because of emergency rule, which is not good. They said it's unconstitutional and they cannot be in the place attending a meeting with an unconstitutional government, in place. And then I'm also happy that it's coming to Enugu. Enugu, of course, has just built its international conference center, brand new international conference center, and it's going to be amongst the first events that will be hosted by that event center. I'm sure that it's not just going to be any kind of event center. It's not going to be any kind of events that will be hosted in that particular place. It has a huge capacity. For those who have been following my video, I must have shown you the capacity. It's stunning. It's unbelievable. The edifice is mind-blowing. It's an international conference center that they left since Chimaroke's period. Sullivan didn't even touch it. Buruburu didn't even go close to it. So this guy came and said, you know what, this state needs an international conference. And it's one of the things that most people complained about, throughout the period of Sullivan, throughout the period of Buruburu. And this particular governor was a commissioner for finance under Chimaroke in the money in 1999, 2007 period. Yes, he was a commissioner for finance, so he knew how those places worked. The presidential hotel, the international conference center. He knew the story. He has a background on it, so it was easy for him to just jump in on it and started fixing things up within the metropolis. So it's going to be an interesting meeting. It's a welcome development for most people, especially in Enugu, having to get more than 20,000 lawyers coming to Enugu. I mean, I can imagine how Enugu will be agog that period. I mean, you would not say on a very good day when a small city like Enugu receives 20,000 people at the same time that it will be a fair, if it will be okay. No, that will be that will be interesting. That will be some filled up access. Things will happen. You can imagine the hotels that will be selling out, food that will be selling out, the meetings that will be up close and personal. I mean, the things that would happen, the clubs that will be filling up. People who would love to go to club will club their heart out. And it's still a little bit far. It's in August. It's not that far though. I mean, this is May now. This is April. So we still have like at least four good months to prepare for you guys. But trust me, we will embrace every opportunity to have the MBA meeting come into Enugu, and I think it's going to be a way of development, a way of cashing out for people who are into business, whether it's food business, or whether it is hotel business, or whether it is club business, or whether it's joint business. I mean, people who sell local delicacies or abacha and the likes, would be, I mean, I'm sure people who come from all other parts of the country want to test these local delicacies. They're pretty nice meals that you want to try when you come in. So it's a welcome development. I'm mixed, like I mentioned, I'm mixed about it. But then, well, life happens. Another person's fall, it may be another person's rise. I mean, even the guy who's a sole administrator didn't even know he was going to be called, to become the sole administrator of that particular state. And trust me, if he didn't even accept it, somebody else will be called to do it. So somebody will say, oh, it is Similai's fall, but then it is somebody else's rise. Ibok Iteba's rise. He had never been in his life been a governor. He was Rear Admiral before he retired in 2021. He at least served at the highest level in military. And so when he retired, chilling guy. I mean, nothing to bother him. Nigeria's money is still flowing, and there's no Rear Admiral out there that's retired that is not well taken care of. So this one just came, and you can imagine how much he's controlling. He's controlling some hundreds of billions. Hundreds of billions, for River State has got a lot of resources. So it could be an opportunity, even if it is 1 month. Some people are looking for just 1 day to be governor and see what they would do. Some are looking for just 1 week, but this one, even if it is 2 or 3 months that you stay, and then at least you would have collected some cool dough, cool cash, that to sustain you for a bit, even not to there abroad for some time to cool your head, you did, even not to chill for Nigeria, you chill. If not, whatever you want to do, you just do and feel good. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So fingers crossed. So you guys are welcome to Enugu whenever you do come. I understand that this is the last week in the month of August. That's around 21st to 29th. Also 21st to 29th, just around that period. That's when the AGM, annual general conference, will be holding in Enugu. So we look forward to it. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. See you later.